Welcome to the InTalksicated Podcast, a weekly comedy talk show that dives into the personal lives of comedians, experts, and creators. I'm your host, Sarah McClellan, a very amateur stand-up comedian and self-proclaimed sad girl. It's the comedy podcast with a lot of heart. Feel hard and talk hard. This is the InTalksicated Podcast.
All right. None of that self-deprecation.
I'll stop.
Listen, this is the summer of self-love, baby.
This is, okay, there we go. Summer of self-love.
Summer of self-love. I feel like you're someone who loves yourself.
I do love myself.
Oh my God, how dare you?
You mean masturbating, right? Yeah, I love myself.
I guess that goes hand in hand, eh?
It does.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, I use both hands. Sorry, I'm just going to keep making masturbation jokes now. I do.
I'm a two-hand girl too, bitch!
Yeah.
I'm pro-hand.
I am too.
It's a hot take of mine that I actually am not a huge fan of sex toys.
I like vibrators, but I don't like, how deep are we getting here?
We can get as deep as you want.
Okay, I don't
I like a cold open.
A cold open.
Yeah. What?
I have a pretty hot little opening, and it doesn't like a lot going up in there. Like I want to be purely clitoral.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's like so many women though.
I think so too.
It's a weird thing. I think a lot of people don't realize that with women that it's like I don't know it's a high percentage can only come that way.
When I started masturbating, like as a young girl, teen, whatever, because I was kind of late to the game, I think. I thought I was masturbating incorrectly because I wasn't going anywhere near the actual vaginal canal,
the actual hole.
Yeah, I knew it felt better on the outside, and so that's what I kept doing. And I thought I was training myself to I was so sure I was masturbating wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's
Sure.
wild.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. See, I was very young.
You were very young when you started?
I was next level young.
Okay.
Like probably under 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to guess I was 12 or 13.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's in my mind, that's not too bad. I just remember being super young and just being like, yeah, something feels good.
Something feels good down there. Yeah.
Something feels good down there.
Yeah.
But then even when I do bang, it's still clitoral. Even though
Same.
they're it's a weird thing. Guys think that they're making it happen, but they're not. I am.
Well, and I don't know. It's I think when they're like, okay, the deeper, the whatever, the better. And it's I don't care. Just do all the other stuff. I don't. That's why women are fun. Yeah.
It's true. That we make everything better.
Yeah, agreed.
It is true. Okay, well, we're good to go. I'm going to just fucking get right into this and introduce my amazing guest today. I'm so excited for this. She's come highly recommended. Ooh. And we've been social media friends for a little bit, and I'm very honored to have Andrea Avery.
Hey, yay.
Oh my God, welcome.
Thank you. It's such because I'm I've said, I'm a fangirl. I'm such a fan. So I'm pretty pumped right now. Just see you in person. It's kind of cool.
So what Andrea is saying is flattery will get you everywhere. If you're a fan and you tell me, you can come on the podcast.
True. If you ever want to be
joking.
on a podcast,
not everyone can. But you are someone who I've heard of for quite a while, and your name came up multiple times on the podcast, just in passing from people in PEI or on PEI. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, you were.
And you're a fairly new comedian.
Very new. Done theater for a long time, so have a performance background, I guess. But comedy, February 2021.
February 2021.
Yeah, I celebrated my 1 year with a cake while in COVID isolation. Yeah,
that's precious.
Yeah, I love it. I know it's kind of cool to hate comedy if you're a comedian or whatever, but I love it. I love every second.
No, it's cool to love comedy if you're a comedian.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Okay.
I firmly think when I get negative about comedy, I feel very I'm putting a weird tone in the room.
Oh, it seems like everybody wants to comedy bash and I don't know. Oh, I say a lot. Just so you know.
That's okay.
I'm gonna when I listen to this.
Likes and ahs make things natural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When I listen to this, though, I am gonna want to die every time I say it. So
This is your first podcast? Have you ever done a podcast before?
So I had the aspirations to make a podcast once and did a first episode and got down to the editing part of it and hated it to the point where I never actually released it. But I had cover art made professionally.
No way!
I had a great first guest talk about, I wanted to do kind of interview style like this and everything. I was all set, and then got to the editing part and simply despised it. So that's like close to being on a podcast as I've ever been.
What was the podcast about?
I just wanted to interview people. Like, I know that's what everyone does, and sorry, you're well established in it, but like people are like, don't do interviewing podcasts anymore. But I just wanted to talk to people. Yeah, and I had this amazing friend who went through in vitro, and it was quite a journey for her. So
interesting.
Yeah, so I talked to her about it, and it was beautiful. Like, it was beautiful. She like cried at one point.
No way.
It was so touching and stuff, and I hated editing it.
Why don't you get someone else to edit it?
If I still had the file, I would.
You don't have it anymore? Bitch, you gotta save that shit.
I know. I still have the cover art. I'm gonna do something with it eventually.
Listen, if you ever need... So my whole dream career-wise is to be a comedy podcast producer and eventually run a network for comedians. Like, I want to be... I don't know if you know of Gas Digital in New York, which is like a independently run network of comedian podcasts. Okay. Like, it's a studio. There's like one big fancy studio where like all the comedians go and record their podcast. And like, that's what I eventually want to be.
So who are some comedians, like local comedians to there, or like any comedians I'd know?
With Gas Digital?
Yeah.
Maybe. So I'm just trying to think who's on. I mean, there's tons. There's a bunch of New York comics. So Corinne Fisher from Guys Be Fucked, she has another podcast called Without a Country.
Okay.
They're on that network. I don't know if you know of like Skankfest. That's like a big...
Okay.
I'm
still pretty new to the scene, I guess.
Yeah, it's a New York comedy festival.
Okay.
That like is apparently like a big shit show.
Oh, okay.
And like they're through Gas Digital. Like there's just like a bunch of people. Like when I just think of like what I would want to emulate, it would be something like that.
That's true. Okay.
So I'm always down to help comedian friends with podcasts. My thing is like, I can help you, but you have to do it and stay consistent with it. And it's the hardest thing for all podcasters.
I bet.
It's most times, if you do actually get to the point where you launch that first episode, most times it's like 7 episodes, I think, is the standard that most people last for, and then they die off.
Okay.
Because they don't realize the grind. They don't realize the grind.
Yeah.
And what they have to do to actually see results.
Like looking around your apartment, I was doing it on Skype with into my phone, and my finger kept covering the microphone every so often, but it was fine. Like this is professional feeling.
So much better. It's so much better in person, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people do like the interviews over Skype and stuff. I prefer this tenfold.
Yeah.
Like it is just so much better.
Yeah. I already
There's
feel
no
at
weird
ease.
delay. I can see like when you're about to talk. You can see when I'm about to talk. There's no internet fuck ups.
Yeah.
Like you're not staring at yourself in a screen.
That's a big thing.
Like it's
I have no idea what I look like right now. That's kind of terrifying.
You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's like good on you for taking that step and doing it. You got further than a lot of people do.
I got far enough to realize that I did not enjoy the the actual production of making podcasts.
Well, that just goes to show how much work it is.
Yeah,
that everybody.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So that's why you gotta be, if you like a podcast, tell the podcaster you like it.
Yeah.
Reach out. Like you reached out with a very nice first message to me about the show and loving it. And like, that's what makes me happy. Like that's literally what keeps me going. So people do that. Like if you find a local podcast you love, like tell them.
That's cool.
Even if they're not local.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I will do that. Like, so I watched a movie recently. I can't even remember what it's called, but it was recommended to me. It was about comedians or something, and the comedians that I loved on it, I sent Instagram messages to, and I got a couple back.
Yes, they will write you back.
Yeah,
I'm on. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm in like Whitney Cummings approved messages because she always sees my stuff and will respond.
That's cool.
Nikki Glazer has responded to me.
That's cool.
Rosebud Baker, who's like not as famous, but she's getting there. She's kind of a rising star. She's responded to me.
Very cool.
You'd be you'd be shocked with like if you tag someone in something or you message them, like they they'll respond, most of them.
I like to slip into the DM.
Yeah.
That's what I go for. Yeah.
Yeah. And you send like just messages about like enjoying their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, really complimentary things. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a gusher. I'm a bit of a gusher. Like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Ah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's such a cool thing. Twitter also like is a great way to connect with like your favorite comedians.
They say that Twitter I don't use, Instagram and like I know Facebook all the time, but Instagram and Facebook, yeah.
Twitter's one that I think people have a hard time picking up as like a regular.
I've tried
social media. Yeah. It's
tried on a couple occasions.
Yeah, it is a tough one. Like it is cool though when someone like either responds to your tweet, retweets your tweet, or like favorites your tweet. Like it's just such a nice,
it's such a big deal,
such a cool feeling.
Yeah,
such a cool feeling. Have you ever like met like a celebrity comedian that you were just like such a big fan of?
Not like when I think of like my my big comedians or whatever, I haven't gotten to meet them, but like I met Claire Belford and that was exciting.
Oh shit!
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the pod. FOP.
Yeah. So yeah, I've met some pretty cool people, but like not ones that I've followed, and
not like a super famous, like celebrity level comedian. Not that Claire, you're
but
not a celebrity.
Oh well, Claire's a celebrity in my heart. I saw you got to meet Whitney Cummings.
Yes.
And like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that was so freaking cool.
Like if I could meet John Mulaney, I just can't even imagine.
Are you going to the show in Halifax?
I'll be in Calgary at that point.
No.
So I'm gonna see him in Calgary.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah.
so you are gonna see it. I saw that show in Maine. So the same trip that I went to see Whitney, we in the same night, Clifton and I also saw John Mulaney. You wouldn't know though because they actually lock up your phones.
No.
So when you and I don't know
you're not burning their material.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's prepping for, I think this whole show that he's doing is for his like new hour.
Okay.
So when we went, they put your phones in this like little pouch thing and then they lock them.
That is so cool. Like that is, I'm fascinated.
Yeah. And so like I just gotta say, as someone who loves, like I love documenting my life and sharing my life, I really liked having my phone locked up for that whole hour.
I bet you were.
It was really like, this is how it used to be.
Yeah.
Like we used to not have this distraction.
Yeah.
Like at our fingertips at all times. I don't know, how are you with your phone? Are you addicted to your phone?
I'm addicted to my phone.
Yeah.
I am addicted to my phone. If there was a support group for phone addiction, I would be in it. I'm in several support groups and that would be one.
That would be one. The
absolutely.
Phone. Fuck, it's so bad.
It's so bad. I can throw myself into a full-on panic attack if I don't know where my phone's at.
Yep, same. I don't get very far places without realizing, because I'm usually holding my phone.
It's in my hand.
Like I don't even put it like sometimes I'll put it in my purse.
I won't put it in my purse. I'll put it under my arm.
Yes, that's what I do too. Oh my god!
Or like the amount of times I like slip it right here.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna have like breast cancer
Oh
because
my
of the amount of times I slip it right there.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
shit.
close to my heart.
I love it though because sometimes my armpit will like armpit dial people.
Armpit dial people. Also, the deodorant. We'll get onto it. So yeah,
you are speaking to my heart right now.
I just feel like we have a lot in common.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We're gonna get to all of it on this episode. This is gonna be like a very much so a get to know Andrea, and we're gonna leave here being good friends.
I think so.
I already know that we're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. So Andrea, are you from PEI? Did you grow up
I'm
there?
an Islander. I'm born and bred. Yeah.
Born and bred in PEI.
Born and bred in PEI. Lived there until 2013 when I moved out to Alberta to teach I'm a school teacher. I was out there for 8 years, did 6 months in BC, and then due to COVID came back. And so I've been on PEI for the last year and a bit. And I'm heading back out west in September.
For good?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're losing you already?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Like I'll come home every summer, I assume. Like people,
gotta.
I don't know. Okay, so this is weird. Do you live your life? Is this just a teacher thing or in a student thing? Do you live your life in years where the year starts in September and ends, and then like the summer?
Kind of.
Okay, yeah.
But like I sort of do romanticize like New Year's Eve a lot. And I do spiral a lot on New Year's Eve.
I hate New Year's Eve.
Because it is such, I hate it too.
Okay.
But I hate it because it makes me.
I hate staying up late.
It makes me go, there's another year now that I didn't do the things.
Okay. I literally think of my years in like the calendar could start in September. That's how I think of my year. So
I think that's better. And it makes the summer more precious.
Absolutely.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because teachers have summers off. So that's.
I mean,
right? For the most part?
For the most part.
Not off.
Well, they say off, but you have to do a lot of prep and a lot of, planning and a lot of setup and a lot of like, you get a few weeks off. Yeah.
It's still work, but at least you're not.
You get about a month of not thinking about it, and then it occupies, like August is a write-off because you've got so much planning and I mean, I'm not speaking for every teacher, but I'm speaking for a lot of teachers. I think it's August is like pretty much a write-off that like the second August first hits, all I'm thinking about is, the classroom setup, who my kids are, getting the first day stuff ready, getting unit plans ready, getting everything ready. So
right.
Yeah. But if you were teaching the same grade over and over and over again, maybe that wouldn't be the issue, but I bop around a lot. So
you bump around.
Yeah.
And you teach a variety of subjects.
This year was just music.
Yeah.
But I've taught K to 9.
Gotcha. What is K?
Oh, sorry, kindergarten.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Kindergarten to grade 9.
Kindergarten to grade 9.
Yeah.
So funny. Wait, what is it? I was just thinking, I'm like, what did we call kindergarten? Because we didn't really
call it kindergarten?
I think we called it grade primary.
Okay.
Growing up here, like
that's a Nova Scotia thing, you mean?
I don't know if it is. It's a good question.
Interesting.
Like kindergarten is definitely a word I knew.
Okay.
But like whenever I look back, I'm like, I always say grade primary.
Oh, do you?
As the grade before grade 1.
Oh yeah, kindergarten is what we for sure call it on the island, and so I've taught, and then I taught kindergarten in BC and kindergarten a little bit in Alberta. So,
what's your favorite sort of age of child?
Yeah, probably like grade 2, 3.
2 or 3,
so like,
really?
7, 8-year-olds.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, they're really fun. They're not as needy anymore. You're not wiping noses and tying shoelaces as much as you were, but they are not too cool for school yet. They really want you to like them, they're starting to get your humor. They probably don't get sarcasm yet, but they're starting to get your humor a bit more. Like no one likes me more than a second grader does.
Right.
Yeah. So if I could actually do children's comedy, that'd be really lucrative, I think. I don't think I'd enjoy it, but I think it'd be really lucrative.
Hey, you might. You can do it.
We'll see. I don't know. I was telling you, I struggle to write a clean set.
Yeah. So. We will. I would love to dive into that because that's something I think about a lot.
Like corporate comedy? I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. Like I'm planning like a dirty comedy show that's happening in a couple weeks.
More than the tip.
And yeah, if you were here, I would have booked you, bitch.
Oh my God, if I were here, I'd be watching it.
So it's a dirty comedy show, but I have Q&A with my friend Serena Haynes, who's a sex coach.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of a mixture of like a fun interactive Q&A session, like learning about sex, and then also dirty comedy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, fucking July 16th.
When is it?
July 16th.
Okay, I have a show July 17th.
Yeah, fuck, man.
It's the corporate show, I think.
But I mean, it is. We're hoping it's the first of many. We're hoping we can do it again, or maybe like even take it somewhere else.
Yeah. Any excuse to talk about my vagina. She has a lot to talk about.
She has a lot to say.
Those lips, they move.
But when I was booking the comics for it, I was really booking based on like who can do like 10 minutes of dirty material. Because I know a lot of comics
who have a joke here and there.
Who like most comics have like some dirty stuff sprinkled in.
Yeah.
But like when I think of people who are labeled dirty comedians, I think of myself.
Okay.
I'm like, I truly feel like I'm one of the dirtiest in Halifax. Ooh, that's a hot take.
I feel like I have to be the dirtiest on PEI just because there's not many of us.
Well, this is what I would love to ask you. So like dirty here in Halifax, it can be tough sometimes, but for the most part, people are pretty accepting of it. There's also a lot of people who say like, oh, people just want dirty, which I'm like, I have to really work for it sometimes. So it's not always the case. But like from what I hear in PEI, it's more conservative crowds, more older crowds. Yeah. Is it challenging?
I guess I would say compared to when I came over to Halifax. So I came over to Halifax and did 4 shows in, I think it was March. And I definitely felt like, so usually I get up there and I'm talking about threesomes and I'm talking about group sex. I'm talking about all the different things, masturbation and whatnot. And people are like, oh my gosh. And, but in Halifax, I was one of several comedians doing very similar jokes. So like, I would say, on PEI, you don't hear it as much, but I've never gotten up and felt like on PEI and felt like, oh, they hated every second of that. You know what I mean? So
you know why? Because you're fucking good.
Well,
that's why.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's what I keep hearing, Andrea.
I don't know.
I haven't. So everyone, I haven't actually seen Andrea's comedy yet. I'm going to see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
At Gus's, but like everyone that I hear says that you are like a natural fucking comedian.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you're so wildly talented for how new you are.
Oh, that means a lot coming from the community.
You're
you know
just
what I mean?
over a year in, and like that's like what a fucking compliment to hear that, right?
Such a compliment.
Like it takes some people a lot of years to get really good.
Well, so people will like it means a lot coming from the community because you know, when I'm on PEI, it's a lot of my friends in the audience.
Right. They're biased.
Yeah, they're a little biased.
Yeah.
Or like people will be like, I can't believe you did that. Or can't like, wow, you're brave and things like that. So wow, you know, but to hear it from like people who do it regularly, that's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that means
like,
a lot.
People like Brad Dorian. And, you know, like
I have so much respect for Brad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So obviously you're doing something good. So maybe we should get into the assumption segment before I get ahead of myself.
I would love that. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear my assumptions.
Because one of them is something I was just literally about to say. Mm-hmm. Which is, so we're gonna do the assumption segment, everybody. We're gonna assume some things about Andrea. And this is hard because I really don't have anything to go off of other than social media and like the few interactions that we've had and what I've heard about you, I guess.
I'm so excited.
So like one thing I wrote here was that you're a natural comedian. So I feel like being funny comes natural to you and you don't struggle with it. And that's why you've gotten as good as you have in the short amount of time.
I would say that without
feel free to blow smoke up your own ass here.
You have like a cocky asshole.
You have permission. I give you the permission.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a funny person. I feel I can make some people giggle, and I enjoy doing it. So yeah, maybe like I think some people maybe it feels like a lot of work.
Yes,
and I don't think it feels like. I think it feels like fun for me. So.
Right, and that's kind of why I see that in you. I don't see struggle. I see that you just enjoy it and like you're when you're doing it, which is like such a cool thing.
I mean, I'm doing a heightened character for like when I say I'm doing me up there or whatever, and I feel like it's a heightened version of Andrea,
right?
But I would still say it's pretty me.
What made you start? Did people around you say you're so funny and you should try it?
So it's been on the bucket list for a long time. I always wanted to try doing an open mic. I am like the eternal wedding MC. Like I love it. I MC a lot of weddings. And host different things here and there. I love hosting trivia and things like that. But what happened was I was living in Vancouver and I was coming home, and it was during the pandemic when you had to isolate for 14 days. And my dear friend and wonderful comedian Tanya Nicole was posting about this comedy workshop that was taught by the comedian Heather Jordan Ross, and it was for 3 weeks. And one of the weeks I was gonna miss because I would be driving home. I drove cross country or whatever, and then 2 of the weeks I would have been in isolation. I was like, what a better way to spend my isolation than writing jokes. That sounds great. So it was a comedy writing workshop. Took the workshop, and the end of it was this Zoom comedy show where we all got 2 minutes, and I feel like short. It was
there a lot of you?
2 minutes. I feel like there was like 20 of us. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
It was a lot.
I guess 40 minutes of comedy.
I could be wrong, but yeah, I feel like there was 20 of us in the class, and maybe not all of us did sets. So, but and then after that, Tanya hosts a open mic called Bits and Bites, and she was like, you should try this out. And I did Bits and Bites, and it just felt like when you do a puzzle and you put that last piece in, you're like, oh, that feels good.
Well, it's strange having your first kind of set be on Zoom. That's wild.
First set was on
not
Zoom.
a lot of people can say that, right?
Yeah, and I was the second one up, and the poor first girl who went, somebody had their mute off or something and kind of kept talking during it and stuff. I was so ready for it. But then by the time I got on or whatever, it was figured out and it went really well. I got really nice feedback, and I've been going ever since. So. Yeah.
And so it really did. Yeah, I get that a lot from people. Something made sense when you actually did it.
It felt so right, and it's so addictive. And I have a very addictive personality. Ooh. So the second that I got that rush, I've been chasing it ever since.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can tell when people get the bug, right?
Oh yeah. It's all I want to talk about. It's all I want to do. I have the bug. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. Like who sticks around, who doesn't. Yeah. Because if you chase that bug, like you won't want to stop. Like you'll want to just keep going. And even me, who I admittedly I struggle with it sometimes. I struggle with sometimes doing it out of obligation.
Okay.
But I do have a hard time saying no to gigs because it's like I shouldn't, but okay.
I will ask people hey, if you want someone to open up,
see, you would thrive here in Halifax.
Oh yeah,
you would thrive.
Well, I'm excited.
Here in
so
Halifax.
I'm moving to Calgary.
Yeah,
and there's quite a scene there, several mics a night. So I'm really pumped to be comedy every night.
No, that's going to be such a good move for you.
I think it'll be cool. It'll be cool to, I mean, there are 2 open mics on PEI, and I have to drive, the 4 hours to Halifax to get anything else different. And I shouldn't, shit on the PEI comedy scene because there's so few mics, there's so few comedians. And so I've gotten some amazing opportunities for only doing comedy for a year and a couple months. I've gotten amazing opportunities, really cool shows.
Hell yeah. Less competition.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, less
and there are some funny people on PEI. I've gotten to work with some really cool comedians. So yeah.
That's so nice to hear. It's so nice to see how positive you are about everything. I
love it.
I love that. Nothing can break the stride for you.
Oh, I love it. I crave it. Yeah. I just can't wait for my next hit. Tonight I get my hit. I get to go on stage.
So excited to see you. I'm so excited to be on the same show as you two. It's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see you do stand up. I mean, I've heard some of your stuff, but
it's gonna suck for you because I'm doing new stuff, which isn't my best, obviously, because it's new.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I feel that way.
Fuck. I'm like, oh, these are new jokes. They're gonna suck, and Andrew's gonna think I suck. But
no, I can't wait.
But it'll be fun. It's Gus's, so we all might suck. That just might happen.
It might happen.
Okay, another assumption. So this is what I said. So based on the fact that you do comedy in PEI, you're also a teacher, you juggle a lot of things and with your job, and also you have to arrange travel to do comedy. Mm-hmm. I'm going to assume that you're an organized person.
In a way, for sure.
I see most teachers as organized.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty organized. That's a fair assumption. I like my calendar app. I like to keep track of things. I keep track of every show I do, and I like to, things like that. So yeah, I'd say I'm fairly organized.
Do you use Google Calendar? Is that how you organize your life?
I just use my phone calendar. I don't know what it is.
Are you iPhone?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, everything has to be in my calendar, and it's color coded. All right. Yeah, I'm organized. Fair assumption.
Do you do a lot?
Do I do just a lot?
Yeah. Do you have a lot on the go all the time?
Yeah,
Are you someone who's always
go? And if I'm
booked?
not, I'm bored. I struggle to be bored. Boredom is how people are. I don't understand how people can meditate. I don't get it. Really?
No, I don't get it.
I don't get even the appeal.
Why? I don't know either. And I'm not bashing it because I know the benefits must be great.
I'm sure they must be.
I just fall asleep or I find something better to do.
Yes. I'm a fun person, but I spend all day with me. I can't imagine spending all day with me in silence. You know what I mean?
Right?
I just don't get the appeal.
I don't get the appeal. Is there something that, so it's not meditation, obviously, but is there something you do to recharge or reset yourself? I get the impression you might be an extrovert.
I'm an extrovert to the max.
Okay,
so
perfect.
I recharge by being around other people. Yeah.
Perfect. Do you need to recharge by being alone ever?
Never.
Or, oh my God. Love you. That's great. You're like,
your assumptions are spot on.
yeah, well, I'm trying. See,
Yeah,
the more I
you're doing
talk
well.
to you, the more I pick up, and I can even make more assumptions.
Yeah.
But no, so you actually, so do you not like being alone?
I hate being alone.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So I struggled a lot this year. I was teaching very rural. I was teaching in a great school, doing great, music is so much fun to teach. Like no behavioral issues, like great. Like it was just a great school year, but I struggled really hard because at the end of the school day, I had to go home and just be with Andrea. And you can like some of my friends, like I would text constantly. I would call a lot. I definitely imbibed in some different substances to get me through the time that I'm trying to like abstain from now. And so, just getting through being alone is, I don't know.
I always say that like pandemic and everything, like some of us really embraced being alone and loved it. Other people went into being alone kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming,
but maybe have come out the other side being more comfortable being alone than they were before,
Maybe.
which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I was with you. I was like extrovert to the core,
To the max.
and I'm not anymore, which
Really?
is a really strange shift.
So
and I've been realizing that in
Do
the
you
last
look forward to like, oh, I've got nothing on the go this evening? Okay, I'm not there.
because it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't do anything when I'm home. What I'll do is like, I will probably, me and Claire love saying this word, putter. We putter
about, yeah.
I like having nights off to pick away at cleaning, putting on a podcast, putting on YouTube. And that to me is my relaxation.
Can't do it.
Really?
Can't do it.
Really? I fucking love it. I love having free time because I have so little of it. So So when I do have it, I fucking love it.
So I'm living at a kids camp right now a lot of the time. And what's great about it is there's always something to do. There's always something going on. There's always, there's always people around. And so I'm like living my best life right now where there's just like always chaos.
There's always stimuli.
Always stimuli.
Ah, you like chaos.
I love it.
That's
Thrive. But I go until I burn out and have some kind of breaking point, some kind of like mental breaking point. And, but then I get like, medicated properly and then I go again until I break again.
Oh my gosh. Interesting.
Super unhealthy.
Do you know when that breaking point is coming? Can you sense it coming? Like,
no, it always sneaks up on me. Because that might involve taking some time to maybe work on myself and think about these things, and I'm too busy doing other things.
Well, I think some people get burnt out and they don't realize they're burnt out. Like I had a friend like ask me recently. She's like, these are the things I'm experiencing. I'm really brain foggy and like she was like naming all these symptoms and I was like, girl, you're burnt out.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, oh really? I didn't even think it could be that. And I was like, yeah, you're doing too much and you haven't slowed down. And so you just don't realize it.
Something I'm working on with my counselor is like, if there's a baseline, I'm either like way up here or way down here. I'm going to that. I thrive up here, or else things are down here and they're crazy and whatnot. And trying to appreciate the times when things are at the baseline.
Yeah.
And so that's something that is in progress.
But it's in progress, which is good.
Yeah.
Some people avoid shit like that and confronting what they have to do. So
yeah, I think maybe I'm one of those people. I maybe am avoiding it a little bit. I don't know. I'm not great at working on myself.
But it's hard. You've been you for 34 years.
For a long time, I've been myself, and yeah.
So to change things, that's not a fucking easy thing to do at all.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, right? Okay, assumption number 3. So if you ever did teach sex ed, you would give the best sex talk to the kids ever.
I've taught sex ed twice.
Have you? Has it been good? Have you given them a good?
I think so.
Good sex talk?
I think so. So I insist that the boys and the girls take the and whomever in between and outside of take it together. I think it's ridiculous to split the genders.
Ring that bell. You ring that. Yes. Yes.
I think it's ridiculous to split the genders.
So ridiculous.
There's nothing that one group is learning that the other one wouldn't benefit from,
right?
At all. And so, Yeah, the first time I taught it, I just did it myself, and it was purely on bloodborne pathogens. That's all that was in the health curriculum in Alberta. The second time I did it, I did with a male teacher as well, and so we did it together, the sex talk, and it was like so cool. It was so fun, and the kids came up with the best questions, and
Oh, good.
yeah, it was really, really cool.
What was that first thing you said? Bloodborne pathogens?
Yeah, so like learning about the transfer of HIV/AIDS. And there's some other ones, but I can't remember. But yeah, bloodborne, like things like spread through blood. Like, because that was like the only health outcome. There was no like my body, whatever.
Right.
The only health outcome was that they learned about bloodborne pathogens. And
Wow.
yeah.
I often wonder about like sex ed these days and like how it's being taught.
Yeah.
And if it's changed at all since, I mean, I hope to fuck it's changed since I've been in school.
Well, when I learned about it so when I think about grade 6, we just
Yeah.
learned about our periods.
Yeah.
And the boy, I remember we accidentally, oh my God, we so like, you know, they come in with the TV on the car.
Yes.
And the VCR was already ready, and they had
VCR, kids listening, that's what we used to watch
VCR.
videos on.
the VCR was already queued up with the tape.
Oh my God.
And they hit play, and we had accidentally gotten the boys' tape.
Oh my God.
And he was like, mine isn't as big as the other boys. Is that okay? And we all died. So that's all I remember learning about. Is like there's different sizes, I guess, of something.
Oh, man.
So yeah, we didn't know anything about what was going on with the boys,
Right?
and they had no idea what was going on with us.
But this is why we have to combine them, right?
Absolutely.
And I imagine now that I'm hoping that they talk about things like gender and identity and all of that too, right? And it's not so like boy girl. I would hope.
I would say a lot of I would guess that a lot of teachers are still probably uncomfortable being the one to give that information.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I would say that not a lot of teachers are doing that. No.
Huh. Interesting.
Just from what I get from when I talk to people who are giving sex ed, like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Do you think it will change?
I hope it will change.
Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
think it
yeah.
will change?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Change is hard.
Change is hard. Change is personal. Change takes a long time. So
And really all you can do is like, well, give the best information you can.
Yeah.
And also form that comfort with the students where
yes,
if they wanted to ask you further questions, the
Here
hope
I
would
am.
be that they would come to you.
Yeah.
And you can then, provide
like there
some
was no
information.
bigger compliment I got one year that this girl started her period and they had to go find Miss Avery, like to tell. Like, isn't that nice?
Oh, yes.
Oh, like yeah, like they had to go tell Miss Avery, and it's like yeah, like that's a big deal.
To have that comfort level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's so much shame around your first period.
So much shame.
So much shame.
Yeah.
I lied. I said I was sick.
Oh,
To-
did
to-
you
to go home
get to
for-
go home?
Yeah. I didn't even tell anyone.
I was the last of all my friends, and it was just the worst thing. So all my friends were having periods, and I was just like, I don't know what I was doing, playing
Right.
Barbies or something. I don't know.
It's so funny to think that like back then you were like
I
wanting to get your
definitely
period.
wanted my period.
You were like
Definitely.
wanting to get it to fit in.
And then I started like it's like get it every 2 weeks and like so anyway I was on birth control pretty young because my period sucked.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
How young?
I started birth control probably when I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah, because
it's like
just-
grade 8.
maybe, yeah.
Eight,
Just because of
9?
how terrible the pain was and how frequently I would get I was never not on my period, it felt like.
Oh my
so
God.
eventually they just had to regulate it with hormones. Yeah.
With something, and it's good to do that. It's good to be on that.
Yeah.
If you can get it fucking helped and
Dealt
checked
with.
and checked out.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my last one.
Oh, okay.
So because you are a teacher,
Yes.
you are also a comedian.
Yes.
You are also very open about having lots of sex.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that you're good at hate this word. Compartmentalizing.
Well done.
Your life. Your
yes.
life.
I
must be good
play
at
a
that.
lot of characters, and one of the characters I play is Miss Avery. She goes to school and teaches, and she doesn't swear, and she doesn't do anything bad at all ever. And then
good girl.
She's a good girl. And I play a lot of characters. So yeah.
I was gonna say it'd be funny if you said when I teach I'm Miss Avery. And at night, I'm Miss Avery.
Miss Avery, if you're nasty.
Like you just say it a different way. like it's like just a slight change.
Yeah.
So like, I'm curious about that because like teaching is that's a very high pressure role.
Yeah.
Do your students know that you do comedy? Does
they
your
know
work
I do comedy, and I've never gotten any type of bad. So I would be uncomfortable. Like, I talked to a lot of friends about being on this podcast today and what I was going to talk about, because it's very possible that one of these days somebody's going to Google Andrea Avery and this is going to pop up maybe, or other things might pop up, or who knows. Teachers are always under a microscope, and yes. So I don't know. I'm playing with fire maybe.
Yeah.
But
you must be doing good at it. Because
so far being in the classroom isn't super where my heart is. I love working with kids. I teaching math, teaching language arts, teaching social studies, not really where my heart is. So I'm actually going to be starting like I've got a couple schools who've hired me to go and teach just theater.
Fun.
Yeah. So that'll be like using my teaching degree, but not being a classroom teacher.
Right.
And I feel more freedom in that.
Oh my God.
I'm not in a union. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like hire me or don't.
Right.
And it's not like a 10-month commitment. It's like a few weeks commitment. So it's I don't know, where were they going? What were we talking about?
Oh yeah, like separating your life.
And so I'm starting to change what my career is in order to accommodate the fact that I don't want to be living like this way in front of these people and this way in front of these people. And this way
you want them to kind of marry together better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And teaching theater would definitely do that, right?
I think it would. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And like, just starting my own company where like, if I come in and I do these theater workshops with your school or your class or whatever, and then I maybe get to go do comedy that night, and maybe someday get like a Netflix special.
Yeah, there you go.
And,
put that out there.
Yeah,
we're gonna
put
come
it
back
out to the universe.
We're gonna come back to this podcast when you do get that.
Okay,
and say that you manifested it.
I manifested it today. So that all those people can be the same person.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love that. See, and for me, because everything I do is so molded together, I see beauty in separation.
Oh, interesting.
And it's this strange thing where like I kind of envy people who can totally separate.
Okay.
Because I find when you mold everything together, there's no on or off. You're just always on.
I get that.
Which is a weird thing.
Yeah. And I can see that there's positives and negatives for sure in the potential for that.
But it's also really nice to just always be yourself.
Yeah. And not have to like, I don't know. There's been times where, say I was teaching in a small community up north, I went out and I had a drink and there were students there. You know what I mean? Like the idea that like I can't even have a drink in front of certain people. Or if I'm terrified to go on something like Tinder because like what if a dad sees me on there? You know what I mean? Or
right.
I don't know. There's just lots of things
like that
where the crossover is terrifying.
Yeah, that's fair.
And people have lost their jobs because of different things, you know. And so I like the idea, the freedom that maybe it will allow. But like you said, there's positives and negatives.
Positives and negatives.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Well, you're going towards it, and fucking good for you.
We'll see how it goes.
You know?
I could change my mind. Like I'm totally open to the fact too that like in 3 months I could totally change my mind and decide that maybe I want to go work in a circus, and then like 5 months later maybe I want to be a chef. I don't know.
So you embrace the unknown.
I love the unknown. I love change. I love any break in routine.
Are you Sagittarius?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, interesting. Well, that would explain the organized part.
Okay.
Virgos are very organized.
Okay.
I was hoping Sagittarius are like Leo. Like I get fire energy from you.
Oh, okay.
Are you into astrology at all? You're not
even a little.
Okay, we found one thing that we don't agree on.
Thing. I have one. There's one horoscope I'll read, and that is in the coffee news. And I only do it because it's beside trivia. I'll read
So you'll learn something while getting your fortune told.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Virgo. Interesting. Do you know your birth time?
Nope. Is that important?
Yeah. So if you know your birth time, you can look into things like your rising sign, your moon sign, which are, I think, two of the most important ones. And that tells you actually more about yourself than your sun sign does. So I would be curious to know what your other signs would be. I would, because if you're someone who's like very much so like, take life as it comes and like, let's go, spontaneous, change, like no routine. Like that's very much so like a Sagittarius thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put my mark on it that you got some Sagittarius in your chart somewhere.
Oh, okay.
If you ever get it read, you let me fucking know.
I will
if I'm
let you know.
I love being right. I really do.
Joelle.
That was really fun. So I did pretty good on the assumptions.
You did a great job with the assumptions.
So now that we're fired up and warmed up, let's do the next segment, which is the negative. Let's get it out. Let's not be positive. Let's do the rant. Do you have a rant?
Okay.
I love a rant that starts with a sigh. It's my favorite thing.
I have a rant about rants.
Oh, I love it. Let's hear it.
I don't think that ranting is. Okay. I just feel like positivity breeds more positivity and negativity breeds more negativity. And I feel like ranting for me is so my rant is that I'm not much of a ranter.
Your rant is that ranting is
not for me.
Not productive.
For me.
For you.
Maybe for some people there. I don't know.
Yeah. So
sorry, that was such a boring rant.
No. That's not a boring rant at all. Let's dive into that. Okay. So do you just not get angry at things?
I don't really get angry. No, I can get annoyed. I can get frustrated, but
maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe. Anger isn't a big thing.
Maybe you've never been so pissed that you need to rant.
I cannot think. No. Yeah,
really?
I don't really get pissed.
Yeah. I want to crack this. That's so fucking wild. You never get mad? No one's ever like really made you fucking mad.
I'll get annoyed. Yeah, but like I really try to I don't know what it is. I'm also like a huge people pleaser and I desperately want everyone to love me at all times. And so no one usually annoys me to the point where I'm like where their opinion of me doesn't matter.
Okay, well that would kind of explain it.
I don't know.
Because if you're always trying to please people, you probably wouldn't want to turn them off.
Someone.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to turn them off of you by being negative.
Yeah.
See, maybe. I firmly believe that being negative about things bonds people together.
Interesting.
I believe people bond over what we hate more than what we love.
Okay.
But that's just me. I'm a very negative person. See, you're very positive.
We're yin and yang. Yeah.
We're yin and yang here.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself an optimist?
Yeah.
Big time optimist.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So glass is always half full.
Yeah.
Or the glass is fully full.
It's pretty full.
It's pretty full.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of blessings, and I think that I'm pretty grateful for them. Yeah.
Goddamn. So do you practice like gratitude? Or
I do. Gratitude is huge for me. Yeah, every day I try to do 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for. Gratitude is huge for me. Attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. But that's
nerdy.
No, but that's something that's one thing that's a one like cheesy self-help thing that I think is very beneficial for everybody. The gratitude. Because if you don't do that, you will be stuck in a negative state of mind.
When I see, and it's hard to tell too, because like you caught me on like if I'm having like a really rough day, it's really hard to think, but then thinking about the things I'm grateful for can turn it around. But I think like when you're digging a hole and you're way down deep or whatever, if you're just thinking about the dirt, that's all you'll see. But like if you see the opening, the sunshine, then there's possibility there. So there's no possibility in just the dirt.
That's very, very true. I love that.
I don't know.
I love that. Have you ever had to like tell people like have you ever felt misunderstood? To a point where like you've had to like put people in their place and be like this is how it is, or you've never been faced with that type of like conflict?
I don't think so.
That's really nice though. That's a good thing.
I'm trying to think of a situation where that happened, and nothing's coming to mind.
I love this. She's mentally healthy, everybody.
Oh my God. Wait till you get to the part where it's like, what's wrong with you? And I start to tell you all my medication.
We're gonna, but that's very refreshing, and the world needs more people like you. If you're this positive, but secretly deep down, I do want to see you get mad.
And people like, yeah, people will say that about, yeah. I also, and like, I don't know, I have anger in my like family that like growing up, anger was never seen as like a good thing. Like anger was seen as like a big, bad, scary thing. I try not to be angry.
So maybe you just process it very like internally.
Maybe.
And
maybe I process it really unhealthily. I have no idea.
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, if as long as you're processing it, I don't think it matters how you process.
Yeah. I feel like my default is pretty positive, and then when things go wrong, I feel like I'll get sad. Anger. And stuff
interesting.
Like that. Yeah.
I always ask people that, like, what is the base emotion that triggers a lot in you? And usually it's either sadness or anger.
Oh, okay. So sadness then. If I'm choosing between anger and sadness, yes.
Sadness.
I'm sadness and I've high highs and low lows and probably some undiagnosed personality things.
Oh, really? Another one. We're all running around the earth undiagnosed with things. It's a weird. That core emotion thing is interesting because I call myself a sad girl, but like I at the base of mine is anger.
Oh, okay.
A lot of anger.
Okay.
Deep down. If like a therapist would have a lot of fun with me because I'm very mad at a lot of things.
You don't do any therapy?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I'm my own therapist.
Oh, well, you're good at it, but I love counseling. I really do. I love it. Yeah.
I'm really thinking that I'll treat myself soon and do it. It's just I don't have.
I like that you called it treat yourself because that's what it feels like. Like I walk away feeling like I treated myself. Yeah.
Right. It's and so you do and so counseling, not a therapist.
Just because the PEI healthcare is so backed up. I haven't been on the island long enough, and I'm leaving soon. That to get a therapist or a psychologist is pretty hard.
Right.
But counselor, like I see an addictions counselor and also just a mental health counselor.
Gotcha.
And I find both extremely beneficial, like extremely.
Fuck yeah. Well, I think it's a good time. Maybe we'll do the third segment, which might be a beefy one. Hey, Andrea, what's wrong with you?
Where do I begin?
Love that.
I don't know. I deal with some pretty serious depression, anxiety for sure. I think a lot of it comes from being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
That's huge for me. I feel like I am seeing some trend now so I started journaling and I've seen some trends in how and I think that it's suggesting that there's something more than depression, anxiety, like I said. So I think that if I can ever get to somebody who can do some diagnosing, I think there'll be something there. Yeah, something
else that will make things click.
Yeah.
Click a bit
more, and then maybe then I'll be medicated properly and things will. But what else is wrong with me? Very addictive personality. So just am recently sober, so dealing with that, and depression, anxiety, people pleasing.
Let's dive into the sober thing. So you said that you're sober from cannabis, right?
Yeah, that's my big one.
So this is something that is not fucking talked about
ever.
A lot, and
I would say it apologetically, like I'm sober from cannabis. Like you're not even supposed to get addicted to cannabis.
Well, that's what people say, but I'm sorry, but it is addictive.
It absolutely is.
And everybody who smokes every single day to get through their day is addicted. And maybe it's not an addiction that is worrisome or like impactful to their life, but that is still an addiction.
Yeah.
And you're still altering your state of mind to get through the day.
Yeah. If it's someone said this the other day to me, actually, if it's the best part of your day, that's a problem.
Yeah. And so what made you realize that you had an unhealthy relationship with?
Oh, there's so many things.
Yeah.
I was spending a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh my God.
More money than I had, to fund it. I don't know, it's a downer at the end of the day, right? It's like alcohol, it's a downer. And so I could feel my mental health, but I wasn't even giving a chance for my medication to help me. Like I know that my body doesn't produce the hormones I need to stay level, you know what I mean? To stay good. So I need to take medication, but I'm not even giving myself a chance by taking these downers, you know what I mean? So that was an issue, and I was, so I'm a super extrovert. Always want to be around people.
Go.
I got to go. And I got to the point where all I wanted to do was get home and get high.
Right.
Like I would cancel plans. I would,
which is unlike
sick to work. So unlike me. Like I was just making, and then I also thought I was passing. Like I thought I was passing as like a functioning human being, and friends and family were talking to me, like having talks with me. So the first time I tried to get sober, I made it about a month, but I was going in with the idea that I wanted to be able to use socially. And so I was like, I want to try it again, see if I can use socially.
Yeah.
So I smoked up and then went on an 8-month high every day again. So, and huge amounts of cannabis. So then the next time I tried to go sober, I know now that I need to abstain.
Yeah, that's like fucking Demi Lovato saying California sober, which when she was trying to quit drugs and alcohol and all that, she said, I'm California sober, meaning weed is still good.
Oh.
And then she realized you can't do that. Like there's no, if you're going sober, you got to go full sober.
You got to go sober. And I was at the point too where I was like, so I had COVID and I had run out of weed, and I almost had a panic attack thinking that I couldn't get high that night. And so I got drunk, and I don't really enjoy alcohol. So yeah, I don't like the hangover. I don't like the feeling I almost think I'm allergic maybe.
Yeah.
I
enough.
get a physical not good feeling.
Same.
And I got wasted drunk so that I didn't have to deal with the night being sober. That's a bad sign. So yeah.
What, and not to get too therapy on you, but why do you think you were relying on getting high at the end of your day? Was it because you do so much and because your battery is always up that your brain just needs nothing, and to you the easiest way to get that nothing is by relaxing through smoking weed? Is that,
I think
is that what it was, do you think? Or?
It allows my brain to shut off. I go numb.
Right.
I thought I need to get numb, and that means get high.
Right.
But also it felt good.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it makes me more creative, a better because my inhibitions are lowered, so I'll write whatever. You know what I mean?
That's the case for so many creatives, though.
Yeah,
they really rely on it for that reason.
Yeah, it got to a point though that I needed such a huge amount to even feel anything that it was not even worth it. So there just had to be another way. I felt
yeah. And so what? So you've been not smoking at all lately?
No smoking, no alcohol for 51 days right now.
51 days?
Yeah, it's the longest I've made it in 7 years.
Any tips that you've kind of picked up on how to wean yourself off these things?
Well, I started going to NAAA.
Nice.
Yeah, so AA I'll do in person, NA I'll do online on Zoom. And it really helped because I kind of thought I was going to... oh my God, this is gonna sound terrible. I'm you're not even I'm just doing a plug for the program. It's so amazing.
No, I love that. I've been to a meeting.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm such a so I thought I was gonna go and hear tips about not getting high. Keep yourself busy, make sure you're eating, but treat like a treatment center would.
Right.
But that's not what I got at all. I got love.
Yes, that's right.
I walked into the room, I could cry. I walked into the room so broken, and people loved me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
That's what it is. And also, I'm not sure what your experience was, but you hear other people's stories.
Oh yeah.
And just how much these substances has fucked up their lives.
Yes.
And it really puts your issue into perspective as to where this could go.
Absolutely.
If you stay on this thing. And for me, I was a fucking terrible person when I was drunk. There was a period of my life that I was just drinking all the time. I was pissing off friends. I was losing friends. I was storming out of parties. I was a fucking goddamn mess, nightmare person. Like, not fun.
Yeah,
like, not a fun
not fun.
person. And like, I remember it so well. Like, my friend Finley
love that
picked me up. I was fucking drunk at fucking the superstore on Barrington Street because I had left a party all mad at my friends. It just brought out the worst person in me.
Yeah.
And he took me to Freeman's and we had it was like 5 a.m. We had a coffee. I like was just like sobering up and we were talking. He's like, let's go to a meeting. Cause obviously like I wasn't an alcoholic, but the way that I was using alcohol was
you could see the potential.
So damaging to myself and like the relationships around me that he was like, it couldn't hurt for you to go and just like, listen, you don't have to talk. And I didn't talk. I just listened to everybody else.
Yes.
And I got that one day coin. I still have it. I sometimes will still look at it to go like I took that first step to go, this ain't healthy.
Yeah.
And I do remember going and it was just crazy hearing what other people had been through.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right about the love thing. It doesn't matter what the fuck you've been through, who you are, what you've done.
Yeah.
Your
They didn't even want me to be sober. They just wanted me to be there.
That's right.
Do you know what
There's
I mean?
no pressure.
There's no pressure. I could have gone out and used and they still would have loved me and wanted me to come back. Like, it is just, I just, the lives it has saved.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's an amazing idea.
So many people like credit it to being sober, the 12 steps or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Have you gone through the 12 steps? Or
No.
not
So
quite?
right now what I'm working on is 90 meetings in 90 days.
Yeah. Good.
And building a foundation in that way, hearing stories, making connections.
Yep.
Kind of getting that, and then I'll start some step work.
And also like that type of thing is like, that's accountability for you. It's
totally.
Putting yourself in that program.
Yeah.
It's like making
And
you
it's
accountable to
fellowship,
yourself.
and
Yeah.
this is gonna sound pathetic, but it's something to do. Like I was in
Yes.
the middle of nowhere where there was just even the gas stations closed at 9:00.
Yeah.
Like, everything shut down at 9:00 where I was. And I mean, it's a beautiful place, but it was a very quiet. And I was in like living alone in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I had just nothing to do. And getting high got me through that.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't working anymore. But then I could jump on a meeting every half hour.
And did you have someone who pushed you to do the meeting, or did you just decide on your own?
This is gonna sound terrible. I was so like I wasn't logging any memories really when I was high.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how I got involved in my addiction counselor. How did I start going to an addiction counselor? I don't remember.
Well, you know what? Doesn't matter because you got there.
I got there.
You got there.
So the addiction,
That's wild,
the
though.
addiction nurse that I met with before I got the counselor suggested it because they're there for you whenever you need them until 4 p.m. You know,
Wow.
and then I was like, but I don't want to get high before 4 p.m. usually. Like I'm a nighttime smoker, and so it was suggested through that. Yeah.
Very nice. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so happy that you found something that helps you.
Yeah, I really love it. I just feel like it's like, and I started doing like, I really like volunteering. If I get paid to do something, I don't like it nearly as much as if I'm volunteering.
Isn't that funny how that works?
It's ridiculous. Like,
Well, you volunteer too. That's really nice.
a lot.
Yeah?
Like a lot.
What do you do for volunteering?
Oh, well, right now is this camp that I'm working at. Yeah,
Nice.
like
The
all the
kids
time.
camp.
Yeah, the kids camp.
Gotcha.
But I love extracurricular. I love anything as soon as you pay me to do it, and then I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
So now I've been doing service with this NA group online. So I like host a meeting every Monday, and like I don't know. I've got such little time under my belt, but it doesn't matter because like there's just no expectations of me other than to be there and to support people, and it's just really wonderful. I've drank the Kool-Aid. Like I'm so in.
I was talking about this with a friend today about addiction and how, and please tell me if you disagree on this, but like how if you're that much of an addict, and this individual that we were talking about was addicted to booze, cocaine, every drug under the sun, everything. You kind of hate yourself if you're that deep in the hole.
Yeah.
And that's not, a lot of people hate themselves, but so much of addiction is like overcoming addiction is learning to love yourself.
Totally.
Because once you love yourself, you will want to accept love from other people.
Totally.
And also helping other people really does make you feel better about your life. And it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
And I think what you said about the getting paid thing, I think the reason that is because deep down you're like, oh, I'm getting something out of this, so it must not be as genuine.
Yeah.
That's why volunteering is great, because you're just doing it out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah. It feels good.
Yeah. And it feels good. And I don't think people should be ashamed of that feeling good, because some people will say, oh, some people only volunteer for the feeling. And it's just like, well, there's a lot of things you could do to feel good.
Yeah, that's true. There's some worse things you can do in this world to feel good.
There's some people who won't do anything unless they get paid.
Yeah.
So people who volunteer their time to help other people, they must love other people, but they also must love themselves too, to be able to do that and take that in.
Yeah, it's all right. I just feel like I'm going to look back on this episode and be like, all you did was talk about like, I volunteer.
Quit bragging, Andrea. You're such a good person.
Oh my God.
But I asked you if you loved yourself, and you said, yes, I do. So like, you're obviously a very positive person. Yeah. So have you always had confidence in yourself, or is this a new thing?
Yeah. I don't know when it started. I think my 20s were harder. I think when I gave up the idea that I had to live a traditional life.
Right.
When I got rid of that idea, and also I would say my family's very supportive of me not being a very traditional person.
Nice.
Like, I don't think they understand where I'm coming from, but I think they're like, you do you if it makes you happy.
You do you. Well, it's the traditional life thing.
Yeah.
Is that tied to the Christian thing? I
would say so. I grew up in a very like Catholic home. We went to church all the time. We were very involved in church. I got a lot of great things at a church. I don't go to church anymore.
Right,
right.
There's,
there's a lot wrong with organized religion, I think. Oof. And like we could, there's a million podcasts out there about it.
Yeah.
So I think that we are taught these certain things that are quote unquote normal, and to be, and I never felt normal. I've never felt normal. I've always felt a little offbeat. So when I embrace that, I would say, but I do. I love myself. I think I'm a pretty good person.
That's so nice. Such a nerd. No, I love it. Well, more people need to get there.
Yeah, I think, and I used to have a lot of, I'm a bigger girl for sure. Mm-hmm. I used to have a lot of body confidence issues. I still have a lot of body confidence issues. This is my second year only, starting to wear bikinis and stuff like that, and things like that. Going to the nude beach, that was a big thing. Like,
is there a nude beach in PEI?
There is one nude beach on PEI, and if you go right, it's all families. If you go left, it's all naked people.
That's so funny. We have that here in Halifax too.
Do you?
It's called Crystal Crescent.
Oh, is that the really cold one I heard about? There's one that's freezing.
All the beaches are fucking freezing.
Oh,
here.
Okay.
I don't know what the waters are like in PEI, but like
depends where you go.
Here, I mean, the beach water is fucking so cold everywhere. But Crystal Crescent is the same. There's like one beach, and then there's a trail, and the trail leads to like this other beach. That's the nude section.
And it's not like it's legally the nude beach, is it?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like the first time I ever went, I was so sure that like a police officer was going to come along and hand out public citations for public indecency. And then you get there and you have to walk like a solid kilometer to get to, I don't know. I'm not good with distances. You have to walk a long ass time to get to the actual naked part to the left. It says go nude in rocks. Oh. And you have to walk a ways to get to the naked part. And I was like, no police officers walking down here in full guard. Like, that's not in black.
Hopefully not.
So
is there a lot of people that do that?
I went one day where I swear to God, there's 300 people on the beach.
No way. And everyone naked.
Everyone was naked.
So you must be very comfortable with nudity then.
Yeah.
Like you're very just
I still tee-hee a little. But yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah.
I would be very tee-hee.
Yeah. And it's so funny. But like eventually going to the beach with clothes on sucks. Like eventually.
Well, it's the hottest place. Like, I mean, the fucking sand, man.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yeah. So yeah, going to the beach naked is great. Being in the water naked is great. I used to love like skinny dipping. A friend of mine would go night swimming, and that meant going to the beach and getting naked and go swimming somewhere. But yeah, now like night swimming has become all day swimming.
All day.
Yeah.
All day naked swimming.
All day naked swimming. I love it.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Were you always just comfortable being naked, being in your body?
No, well, I think once I got rid of that idea that I have to
Conform.
Yeah. I used to be pretty hard on myself and now like I fucked so many people that I must be attractive, right? Like 9 out of 10 doctors agree.
People must like it if they're doing it.
People must like it. Like
They've come back for more.
They've come back. It's not like I have like one-time shoppers all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes a one-time shopper is fun, but I've had repeat customers.
Repeat customers.
Yeah. So
give good business.
I give great business. Yeah.
So Andrea, you're a huge fan of casual sex.
I love casual sex as long as
you have a lot of it.
Safely, responsible. I do a lot of fucking. Yeah.
Safely responsible. You are a single gal.
I'm a single gal.
So I don't know where I got the impression that you had kids. I think it was just seeing social media and seeing kids.
I might refer to my kids, but I meant my students.
That's what it was. That's what got me so mixed up. So I'll
say the kids, and I mean the kids in school. Yeah,
you mean the students? Okay.
Yeah, the students. The campers,
You live alone?
Right now, I'm living with my parents and at camp.
Okay, so I need to know the logistics of this casual sex. Do you go to their place?
Sometimes.
How do you get around this?
Oh, yeah.
I need, is it public?
Sometimes.
Public?
Sometimes.
So you find a way.
Yeah, I love hotel rooms. I've worked in hotels a lot, and I love hotel rooms. I really do.
My God.
Yeah, I'm a little bougie. I love a hotel room. I love hotel sex.
And do you stay the whole night in the hotel, or do you just do like the 1 hour hotel thing? Are there 1 hour?
I don't think there are 1 hour hotels. Like,
is that just a thing movies made us?
I think
kind of
think? Working in hotels. I don't think you would be able, because you wouldn't be able to sell unless you had like a all day long housekeeper on.
Right.
You wouldn't have someone to turn it over and resell it, so it wouldn't make sense.
Would make sense. You would just get. I think most people who do that, like, they just get the cheapest hotel room they can find. And they just use it for 1 hour and then they leave.
That must be it.
Yeah,
but no, I love a hotel room. Yeah,
yeah. That I don't think I've never hooked up in a hotel room, which is so
really.
That is such a fucking.
I'm sorry to hear that for you.
Yeah, that's not good.
I
need to make that happen.
Put that on the list. Yeah.
Well,
put it on your fuck it list.
I think the list just needs to have fuck again on it.
That can be number one, and then fuck in a hotel can be number two.
Just do it again, Sarah,
someday,
and remember what it's like.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of it. So have you ever like gone through like dry spells? Like what's a dry spell to you? I always find this funny. People who are crazy sexually active, what do you consider a dry spell?
2 months. Yeah, around there.
That's more than what some people say. Some people say 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think depending on where my mental health is, if I don't feel, because I just don't feel the urge to like, because it's like a workout. Fuck.
Yes, it is.
Like
yes.
and like
Plus the mental gymnastics of like trying to arrange the casual sex.
Yes.
Meet the person.
Yes. It's
establish
a lot of work.
the dynamic.
A lot of planning. You got to be organized.
Yeah. Especially at this age specifically.
Yeah.
Like mid-30s.
Yeah. When I lived alone, it was much out west, it was much easier because I lived alone. So,
and the people that you do, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about this.
I'm down
because it's just like, what's sex like? Like me, I'm just like, no, let's try to remember, Sarah. Are they people you meet on apps? Are they friends? Are they people you meet out in the wild? I'm fascinated by this because I find right now, for me specifically at this age, it seems to be apps. Seems to be the only way.
Yeah, I would say apps. I'm kind of an awkward first meet, I think. I get, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever met anybody in the wild. Yeah, of course I have. Yeah, I've met
Like
people
at
in the wild.
bars? At bars?
No, because I don't really enjoy going out to bars and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say apps. I don't know if this is a secret. We'll find out, I guess. I don't know. So there's this website.
Is it FetLife?
Yes. Yes, it's FetLife.
I don't have it. I know people who have accounts. I haven't made one yet, but
if you want to get 5 messages a day from a horny married guy, FetLife is your spot. But I'm not saying that you have to choose. Once in a while, there is a rose amongst those wildflowers. And yeah.
Yes. So that's my thing with FetLife, where I'm like, I like this because it's no nonsense, get right to it, cut the crap. My thing with FetLife, and I'd love your insight into it, it's all in I guess the way you do it. Because for me, I need to see what you look like fully. So I can't just go off of torso shots.
Yeah. And I don't care what your dick looks like. You know what I mean? I could care less. I think dicks and vaginas in general aren't the most appealing. I really want to see what your face looks like.
What? You need to see the whole package.
Yeah, I want to see everything.
That's why dick pics are stupid when there's nothing attached to it. Or
Agreed.
Or no sexiness attached. I always say the only acceptable time to send a dick pic is when you're on the way to my house.
Yeah.
To bang me. And you should be talking about what you're going to do with it.
Yes.
Why are you just sending your dick?
I've never gotten a dick pic where I'm just I'm
oh
horny
my God.
now.
Shit.
Yeah.
I want him right now.
I'm going to ride that.
Men listening, listen to what we're saying here. We're not saying don't send them. But what we're saying is there should be some build up. I'm a huge fan of build up and flirting and sexting and all of that. Build it the fuck up. Don't fucking send your dick unless you plan to use it, you fucks.
You fucks.
I feel very passionately about this because I've fallen into the trap a lot where it's just pictures. And I'm like, I'm not playing this game. I'm fucking 35 years old.
Yeah. Let's get to let's get down to it.
Be sending it on your phone while you're driving to my place. Dear God.
So I put a lot of weight onto the profile, right?
Yes.
Also if you I don't know, I have other friends who also enjoy casual sex as well and will recommend certain individuals and things like that. So that's
also on FetLife?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a whole community. It's not just it's very different than I don't know, Tinder, Bumble, or Hinge or whatever. It's the Facebook of fucking.
It really, really is. Whatever your poison is,
you'll find somewhere.
You will find someone who matches that. My thing is okay, you might find someone who matches that, but are they what you want? Are they attractive? Will you be attractive? Yeah. I'm I have a friend who uses it quite regularly, and I asked her about it, and she's like, I always meet them first. It's never a one and done. Come over, the meeting is very important. And I'm like, that's the only way I think I could do it is if I met the person. And mind you, I don't know what that meeting looks like. Because that's a date to fuck kind of thing. It's okay, I see you in person now and I approve. That seems also a weird thing to do.
I get that.
I would need to meet them first.
And there's there's lots of people like that for sure. And I feel like it's situational.
It's situational.
Yeah.
And everyone's different. Not everyone needs that.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people just get off on the conversation part of it. And
you're nah.
I've got things to do. I've got stuff to plan. I've got comedy to pursue and bagels to eat. So
oh my God bless you. I love it. It sounds like a lot of fun. Do you have do you have a friends with benefits or people reliable?
Yeah,
reliable people you go back to.
Yeah.
Bless them.
Yeah.
Right.
I when I think about I mentioned it before. I think I'm just not a monogamy person, but I do have people that I certainly enjoy having sex with. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So you don't So you don't believe in monogamy?
Not for me.
Not for you.
And not in any way that where I've ever seen a monogamous relationship and been like, that's for me.
That's
like,
so
I want
fascinating.
that so much. Like,
So interesting.
And there's been people before where I've been like, that's the relationship. If I don't want a monogamous relationship unless that's what I could have. And then usually the other shoes fall in, you know what I mean? And it's not what, so yeah, monogamy, I just don't feel like is natural.
Do you consider yourself polyamorous then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like, I always feel like, and maybe I'm wrong with this, like, please correct me if I'm not right, but like, you can be just single and fucking around and not be in a poly relationship with all those people, right? Like polyamory to me is like more relationship based.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think you're correct.
Because sometimes like you can just be single and you're not monogamous with anyone. You're just fucking around.
And to be perfectly honest, I've considered myself polyamorous now for years, and I've never been in a polyamorous relationship.
There we go. Okay. So like polyamory is like everyone knows about everyone else. There's open communication. There's ongoing relationships with multiple people.
And I learned this the other day because I asked a friend of mine who's polyamorous. I was like, so what's the difference between that and an open relationship?
Right.
And it's the like love connection or the connection.
I feel like if you're the third in an open relationship, it's like, bitch, they just want to fuck you.
They just want to fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. It's
like permission to have that experience, but it's not an ongoing experience. But sometimes it is.
But sometimes
weirdly.
it is. I don't know.
I've heard of people who like are like the third in like open marriage.
Yeah. That's like my goal. I would love to be the third. I would love there to be like a couple. And I can't believe I did not expect to talk about this.
No,
this is
love
really
this.
funny.
I love this.
I was like, okay, my ultimate like, and this is when I was in BC, I was like, this is what I'm going to pursue. I even went on a website thinking, because it was like called Polyamory Today or something. And I was like, I'm going to find this. I'm in a big city. I'm going to find it. And it turned out just to be Adult Friend Finder under a different way. Right? Like it was just all single dudes or married dudes looking to cheat. So, my goal or my dream relationship, I feel like, is there to be a couple and for me to be like the cherry on top.
Yes. You know what? I gotta say, I wouldn't mind it either.
Doesn't sound terrible to me.
But you know what's weird? I wouldn't mind that. But I don't see myself with a poly person. Like I want to be the only other. Like I'm just like I want to be the cherry, but the only cherry. That would be my thing.
Okay, interesting.
Which is weird.
Okay.
What was I gonna fucking ask about that? So
is that still poly? I wonder.
Are you straight?
No.
Okay.
I consider myself pansexual. Because but I only found this out recently. So I'm still learning a lot of things.
I love this.
And on Pete, there's not a lot of exposure, it feels like.
Right.
But
lots of straighties.
But I used to think bisexual meant that you were attracted to men or women. And I was like, well, what about the in-between? What about the outside? What about neither? What about both? You know? And so pansexual seemed to like cover everything.
Covers everything.
But then I learned that bisexual means your gender and another gender. So am I bisexual? I don't know.
Your gender and another gender.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't include non-binary people?
Well, that's what
bisexuality?
that's what I thought, but then somebody was saying
it's very complicated.
It's all gray area, and I'm okay. Like,
yeah.
We need to label things. So, like, we are just constantly looking to label things as humans,
right?
And it's a hard one to label,
right?
Yeah.
I feel like anything outside of. I feel like for me, it's just like establishing. Okay, like, but you're not straight.
I'm not straight.
Like we've gotten there. So everything else is like. You do you, but as long as I know, like, as long as I'm not like making assumptions about, like, that's my thing as a straight person. I'm like, I never want to assume people are straight these days. Yeah, because it's actually fucking not the norm anymore.
I would say, like you said it the other day, you're like, it's almost not cool to be straight anymore.
It's not. It's truly not.
And I consider myself very cool, so I'm very not straight.
I wish I wasn't. Just goes to show
do you think you're straight? Or sorry, do you think that sounds terrible?
I'm straight.
You're
I'm
straight.
Yeah, I'm very straight. I touched one vagina in my life and it wasn't for me.
Interesting.
I do appreciate the female form. I can look at a woman and go, she's hot. Most times when I look at her and go, she's hot, it's I want to look like her so that men like me.
Oh, interesting.
You know, it's like I want to be the hot woman so that men are into it.
Yeah.
That said, I would like threesomes and stuff. Like, you know, I might do stuff like that. But
sure.
So
but
I guess like
would
I
it be
guess
more
there's
performative? It would be more performative.
More
whereas,
performative.
Yeah.
That said, like I do love lesbian porn and stuff. It's just a
Isn't
weird.
that so funny?
It's such a fucked up thing with us straight women. I don't know why. I think it's just because we're just sick of seeing
women choke
blowjobs
to death.
We're sick of seeing blowjobs.
Yeah.
We just are.
Yeah. I do find that I tend to be attracted to men more often. But I also think I have very little in common with a straight guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like there are very few straight guys out there where I'm like I don't know. I just have very little. Like I have very little to offer a straight guy. I don't know.
Right. Oh, like, very little to offer.
Like, well, if I don't know, I just can't imagine spending an exorbitant amount of time with somebody that I have nothing in common with.
Right.
And I don't know. I just don't have a lot to offer there to a straight guy.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah. But I'm also open to the fact that, you know, maybe there is just, you know, one maybe I'll meet somebody and my whole life will change. And I don't see it happening.
Because there's also the straight guys that wouldn't want a non-straight girl. Many men, from what I'm kind of witnessing these days, many straight men these days are down to date bisexual women or pansexual women. And it's really nice to see that. That at least like you can be straight and go, I'm straight, but like I love you and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And be attracted to whoever you want. That's a nice thing to see.
I don't know. It's so funny to talk to you who is so open about sex and open about whatever and to say you're straight. Like I just wasn't expecting that at all.
Right? Isn't it? I don't like it about myself.
And weren't you on a Pride show recently? Like
So well, that whole thing, I mean, trust me. So when I got asked to do that show, listen, everybody, we are about an hour and a half in. So if you are hearing this, you're a trooper. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks.
But you're about to hear some inside comedy opinions on. So I got offered on the Pride show, and I was very adamant in saying, did you ask all the queer performers you wanted? Did you like? And I make it very clear. I'm like, I'm the biggest ally because I think the rainbow is a cool place to be. I'm demisexual. Like that's on the asexual spectrum, but it's not something that's recognized.
Okay, and that means that that's an emotional or a
emotional connection.
Okay,
yeah. So like that's technically I'm asexual, but you can also be straight and asexual. If that makes sense.
It's all gray.
It's all gray. There's a lot of things, Andrea. Yeah. There's a lot of things.
It's all gray.
So I fucking love Pride. I love everybody.
Yeah. I just want everyone to fuck whoever they want.
I just want everyone to fuck whoever they want. I'm pro. And that was the thing when I got asked on that show. I was just like, I just want to make sure like that I'm not taking a spot from someone who you asked or someone who might be better for this. And I was told like, no one's free. We think you'd be a good fit. And I did it and I felt fucking weird about doing it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, big time. Cause I don't.
Did you address it on stage?
No. I did talk about being demisexual. And so I leaned into that.
Sure. Because
I do think that asexuality is not talked about enough. It's not a trendy subject.
Totally.
It's
maybe we'll get there.
Maybe we'll get there.
Yeah.
It is definitely something that I've learned about myself over the past couple of years.
Okay.
But yes, I am still straight, unfortunately. I hate it. I don't like it. I wish I wasn't, but I just
wish you weren't too, Sarah. No, I'm kidding.
I just can't.
I'm not hitting on you.
And I really tried, Andrea. So I did have a fivesome with like 2 other women involved in this
fivesome. You can start to call it an orgy at that point, can't
you? Kirsten Finch said that on one of her episodes. She's like, I think you had an orgy, Sarah.
Once you get over a foursome, I think now it's an orgy.
And I was like, okay, yes, I did. Yeah, like I'll touch boobs, I'll make out, but like when it comes to like anything,
the actual enjoyment of and what you desire in sex,
like I don't think I could go down on a woman.
Okay. There are men who won't either.
Yeah.
There are straight men who won't either. I've met them. Yeah.
Right? So like, and that's something, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sorry to disappoint.
It's fine.
At least I can be a cool straight person.
You're a pretty cool straight person.
I had someone tell me that you're straight, but you have queer energy. I was like, I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, you got a vibe.
Do I have queer energy?
I never once would have, if you had been like, oh, is
Really?
Sarah straight? I would have been like, absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah.
I come off kind of biased, maybe?
Maybe I just assume now that everybody's somewhere on the
Right?
spectrum.
That's where I'm at. I assume everyone.
Just everyone's, yeah.
I'm going to assume most women in my life are bi.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's, hey, listen.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can be whatever the fuck you want.
Just be whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I've just figured out on the
just
Kinsey
whatever
scale for
feels
me.
good.
I definitely lean more straight. I don't know what the percentage would be. I haven't done that quiz in a while, or I don't even know if that quiz
I would
is
love
still
to
legit.
find that. Yeah. Well, I wonder if is it legit?
Is it still a thing?
There are
Can we
people
pull
who
it up?
aren't anywhere, because if there's the scale, there's nowhere to not be on the scale.
Right?
And there are people who are not on the scale.
The Kinsey scale. Is this still a thing that you can do? Okay, so there's 7 questions. Do you want to do them right now?
I do.
Okay, we're gonna do this live on the podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm actually gonna try to screen capture this. Let me see if I can.
This might be your best episode ever, right?
I'm having so much fun.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, I love that you didn't think I was straight. That's the funniest thing in the world to me.
Never once occurred to me that you were.
Hear that, everybody? Okay, let's see.
I already don't like the picture. It's already problematic. Did you see that? There was a pink go up some.
Oh, wait a second here. Let me see. Is it already very gendered?
Yes. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're already not including
already an
everybody.
issue.
You're already not including everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
IDRlabs.com has some issues.
We are doing the Kinsey test right here on Intoxicated. We're going to find out where we fall.
Let's do this.
To whom are you attracted? Okay, so let's do your answers first.
Okay.
And we'll find out your score first.
Sure.
Okay, so both men and women, mostly people of the opposite sex from mine, mostly people of the same sex as mine, only people of the opposite sex of mine, only people of the same sex of mine.
Both men and women.
Both men and women. Next. Who have you had sex with? Both men and women. Both men and women, but I prefer people of the opposite sex from mine.
Might as well just go both men and women.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. Perfect. Did I fuck something up? Let's see. Next.
There you go.
Here we go. Who have you had sexual fantasies about? And so it's both men and women, mostly people of the opposite sex from mine, mostly people of the same sex, only people of the opposite, or only people of the same.
So this really doesn't include the non-binary, right?
It really doesn't, eh?
Okay.
This they didn't update this.
No. I would go both men and women, but yeah, I do recognize the the issues with the test.
Oh my god!
went back
I
for
keep
some reason.
pressing back like an idiot. I think it's because back
they
is
put
here.
back on the wrong side.
I know, right? That's
This website
this is flawed. This is very flawed and also very out of date. With whom do you form strong emotional bonds? Ooh.
Oh, definitely members of the same.
More members of the same. So would
Yeah.
it be only or mostly?
Mostly.
Mostly people of the same sex as mine.
Oh, you hit back.
Oh my god! I did it again.
And it's not your fault. It's
Ah.
a flaw in the test.
There we go. We're almost done. We're on 5. Who do you feel the most comfortable socializing with? Both men and women, mostly of the opposite, mostly of the same, only of the opposite, or only of the same?
Okay, so this is hard because like I have a lot of like male friends but they're all gay. So I feel like that. You know what I mean?
Gay men are the best people to socialize with. I back that up 100%.
But I guess like I'm like mostly comfortable around women.
Okay. Mostly of the same.
Yeah.
Oh my God, again.
It's not your fault. I stand by your.
I love you. The idea of having sex with someone of the opposite sex from mine is desirable.
Disgusting. No. What?
Desirable, interesting,
I'll tolerate it.
All straight women are answering tolerable. Negative or disgusting.
Oh, disgusting's on there? Oh my God.
It is.
I would say desirable. Delightful even.
So desirable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, the question was
the idea of having sex with someone of the opposite sex from mine.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, desirable.
Yeah.
And then, so same question, but with the same.
Desirable, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Finish. Here we go. You're at a 3 on the Kinsey scale.
Okay, so what does the scale go to? 1 to 0 to
0 to 6.
So you're old right now.
You are right in the middle.
Yeah.
So, and again, everybody, this is not clearly not updated to include everybody.
Can they see the scale? How they made the woman wear a dress and be pink and this is an issue.
I also love how one diagonal of it is like a rainbow. So really, if you're,
I don't know,
if you're anywhere from a 2 onwards,
the validity of this test is under question.
This is really,
I would not share this on Facebook.
Right?
I would be embarrassed to share this on Facebook.
I wonder if there is an updated,
a better
version.
one.
But yeah, there you go.
I bet you in the 90s and early 2000s, it was just a wonderful thing.
There you go. You're apparently, according to this scale, bisexual.
It says I'm bisexual.
That's what it's saying.
All right.
You're you're right in the goddamn middle.
Yeah, right.
I think it's because you picked, because I was assuming that it would be less hetero for you.
Oh, really?
But I think because you answered desirable to that sex question, I think I think that bumped you.
Yeah, I don't mind a dick at all. Yeah. Not even a little.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh, what else can I ask you that's so invasive?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That I like before I let you go off into the world.
Mom and Dad, if you're listening, just don't.
Are your parents so are you actually open with your family about sex stuff or no?
My mom, when my mom found out I lost my virginity, it was really funny. I'm not really super open. Mom and Dad came to one of my shows, and Dad was actually a lot more supportive than I expected. Mom doesn't want to come back, but she's been to a show. You know what I mean? She wanted to show, they want to show the support, but she doesn't feel comfortable hearing about my sex life. So I think they're aware that I'm very, I'm a slut. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yes, ring that bell.
I get to do it twice.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I am a slut and I'm okay with that. And I think that they are aware, but nobody wants to think of their daughter as being a slut, probably.
No.
Yeah, and they're Catholic, Prince Edward Island, retired. You know what I mean? They're not the demographic that I.
Well, okay, I need to ask then. What was it like actually having them in the audience for that first time? Because I have yet to do that.
Okay, I was nervous. I cleaned it up quite a bit. My final joke that I told though was I was pretty happy with this one. I said. My parents are actually here tonight, which is great because I thought this was a really good way to come out to them as a slut. And then I went off. I think as a whore or something I said. Anyway, then I went off the stage, and so they're aware. But I also think that they probably think I'm amping it up a lot, and I am. I'm amping it up a lot for a reaction. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't even think my mom would be, if I was I'm getting married tomorrow, she'd be like, ooh, you know what I mean? They're not go get married and have kids, Andrea. They're really pretty okay.
They're pretty cool with you.
They're pretty cool with that's me being who I am.
That's pretty darn awesome.
Yeah.
And also which was interesting because when I thought that you were a parent, you were like, fuck no, kids.
Oh,
so
no.
you're a big no on kids. You don't see yourself having them.
I can see me fostering kids. Yeah. I can see maybe down the road, I like a baby for like 10 minutes tops. Like, I think they smell really good. But I used to feel almost like cheated that I didn't have kids. Like, there's this whole part of life that I don't get to have.
Right.
But I think, like, I've also never had herpes. And so, like, there's a whole part of, so I don't know. I just think that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things
I'll never experience, and that's okay. And as you talked about recently with Catherine, hormones will hit and you just shut those things down.
Yeah. Did you ever get baby fever? Shit.
Oh yeah. In my 20s I did a lot. I used to feel cheated that like I couldn't have it, and I say this a lot. Having a marriage doesn't appeal to me as much as having a wedding. Do you know what I mean?
Bring that though. That's another thing. That's another thing we have in common.
Oh, I love it.
I love the idea of a wedding.
Yes. Having a baby doesn't appeal to me as much as being like adorably pregnant and everybody like, oh, I'm so special. Look at me. Do you want to touch my belly?
I think that's a lot of it. A lot of it is wanting to experience pregnancy. Because despite not birth, but just pregnancy. The cool idea of that
parenting.
You're an incubator. You have like just that idea.
I've created life.
I often say that I truly think I would be a surrogate for a family if I could do that, because then I would get the experience of being pregnant.
Yeah.
And I'd also be able to give a life to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like, and there are, I don't know, so the camp that I work at is a pretty special camp. Like, the kids don't pay to go. They're chosen by their guidance counselors to go. And they go for all sorts of different reasons. We get quite a few kids who've gone through the foster system.
Oh man.
Yeah. Ugh. And there are so many kids out there who desperately need a good home.
Yes.
That's the idea of bringing another life in.
When we already have so many.
We have so many. And like, yeah. So, and I'm not a super political person, and whatnot, but like, that's something that's like having worked with so many kids who've like gone through the system. And I have a lot of social worker friends and things like that. It's heartbreaking how many kids need a home and there's no home there for them. But it's like, but everybody wants a puppy. And there's so many dogs that need a home.
Yeah. Everyone wants a kitten, not an older cat.
Yes.
And I gotta say, like, the adoption. So like, when I think about things like for me personally, like I don't think I want to adopt.
Mm-hmm.
But like, because the adoption process is also pretty fucking brutal. What they put parents through.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying ease up, but like, I don't know if there's a way. I don't know enough about it, but I know that my boss went through it and it's very, very intense.
Yes.
And I guess understandably so, because if you are taking in a kid with potentially mental issues from the foster system, from systems that have not been the best for them, you will need to be very strong mentally to parent that kid.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like, isn't it pricey to adopt? Like, isn't it
I'm pretty sure it's insanely expensive.
And it's the same for like IVF and stuff. So it's just
I have a friend who's like a single mom by choice, and like the amount of money she spent.
You have a friend who's a single mom by choice?
Single mom by choice. She's the one that I interviewed that I told for the podcast that didn't happen.
Sperm donor?
Yes.
Oh my god!
And you know what the most wild thing was that I thought was so interesting? It was like Tinder but for sperm.
Yes.
So so like she'd go through profile. I thought it was so funny.
I would love to talk to her.
Oh, you would love to talk to her. She's an amazing person.
I have so many questions about that. I'm very fascinated and interested by that process, especially as a single person.
Yeah.
Because so many of the things you see out there about building a family is all about couples and partners, and it's like there's people who want to do it on their own.
She is single mom by choice,
and she oh my god, wow, and
she's killing it. Like she's killing it. She loves that. She's already not killing the kid. She loves that kid. She's killing the mom game. That still sounds bad.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. I wish you had edited that podcast and put it out because I would definitely listen to that conversation.
One listener.
That's so fascinating. So okay, we have another segment before I let you go.
Okay. I mean, I do this all day though if you're interested.
Right? I know. This is so great. I mean, I'm so glad that I got you on.
So fun.
So okay, the next one is the last for a reason because it could get us canceled or you.
Yeah.
If depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Do you have an unpopular opinion?
I've got several.
Don't hate me for this, but it's time for an unpopular opinion.
I love this. Let's go.
Gum. I hate it.
Gum sucks.
Gum sucks.
What about it do you hate?
Makes me want to throw up.
Oh, so you don't like it for yourself. It's
Don't
not
like gum.
you hate people chewing it around
Don't
you.
like people chewing around me. Don't like the globs of it. Don't like gum. Dill pickles. Overrated.
Oh, do you like pickles at all?
I like a sweet pickle, but dill
Me
pickles.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's a little controversial.
Let's get it. You're right.
Bacon.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Do you eat a lot of meat? Are you a meat lover?
Yeah. But bacon, even the smell of it churns my stomach.
What the heck?
And this last one, this one's
I'm glad you left all this stuff to the end. Because
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be canceled.
The gum thing, I mean,
Yeah.
I could take or leave gum.
Sure.
Dill pickles, I go for like a bread and butter pickle.
Yeah,
over,
oh, nice.
Over like a dill.
Yeah.
And
Bacon.
But I do love
people
bacon.
People get mad at me about bacon, but it just means you get to eat my bacon. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to eat it. Someone has to eat it. Here's my bacon.
That is such a great point. Why would you be mad?
Why would you be mad about that? And the people who are like, oh, people are so obsessed with bacon. But this last one, I'm nervous to say this one. Coffee.
Not a fan of coffee.
Not a fan of coffee.
Really?
I will drink it almost like taking Buckley's. You remember, Buckley's, but for a cough or whatever. Just like,
well, why would you even take it?
If I need some energy, like, so I've driven across the country a couple times. Or driving makes me really tired.
Yes.
So I will coffee up for it, but I have to put so much sugar and so much cream or milk. It's ridiculous.
Have you found other forms of caffeine that work better for you? Like, did you know that like black tea has just as much caffeine in it as coffee?
I think once again though, it'd be like
oh, you don't
plugging
like
my nose.
You don't like tea either.
I don't like tea either. I don't like hot beverages generally. Today I had a cold brew. It wasn't as terrible, but once again, I don't like the aftertaste usually. Is what it
Okay,
is.
so it's the coffee taste specifically.
Yeah.
But like, are you into like those like sweet Starbucks drinks with like a lot of flavor,
like
and
a
sweet
macchiato?
Yeah, like-
I don't mind a macchiato. Tim Hortons, what's that called?
ice cap?
Ice cap. I'll
Yep.
go for an ice cap.
Ice caps are good.
It's like a liquefied coffee crisp. Don't mind that.
So you need flavor to mask the coffee
Yes.
in it for you to take it in.
Absolutely.
What about energy drinks?
Energy drinks aren't too bad for me, but I
My favorite
do.
thing.
Yeah, are they? Mm-hmm. I do feel like every time I'm having one, I'm contributing to my future diabetes.
You know what? I can't argue with that. They're
Yeah.
probably not the best for you. I try not to have more than one a day.
Okay.
Well, actually, and not every day I have them, but like I try to limit my intake of them.
Yeah.
But they give me my personality. Red Bull
gives you wings.
People wings. It gives
Yeah.
me my personality.
I like that. No, I really like myself when I'm high energy and I'm getting lots done.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll have an energy.
You just need that little like
a little
bump.
bump. Yeah.
Little bump of caffeine.
Yeah.
Gosh, did you know that there's like caffeine pills though? You can actually just.
I don't find they work so well.
They don't work as well.
The first time I started working at camp in 2012, I came across these caffeine pills and I asked the pharmacist, I was like, are these safe to take? Because all I remember is on Saved by the Bell, Jessie took too many and she was so excited. So excited. I'm so scared. Yeah.
We all know that scene.
We all know that scene.
That scene scared us all from caffeine pills.
Absolutely. So caffeine, and he was like, it's no worse than having a cup of coffee, I don't think. But I didn't find it did a whole lot.
Yeah, maybe it's like anti-placebo effect or something. Like maybe like
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, maybe it's like we're so accustomed to thinking we associate caffeine with coffee.
Yeah.
Like that's why I always wonder about like people who drink decaf because I'm like, do you get the same benefit?
Decaf.
I don't understand that either. Like you must get a placebo effect.
What is the point of drinking that disgust? But I have a friend. So I have a friend that I'm here in Halifax with actually, and she just enjoys the taste of coffee, and I don't get it.
Yeah, that's a bit
Yeah.
weird. I like the smell of coffee.
Oh, really?
I actually I'm a big coffee fan, but I also feel like I've taken in so much caffeine in my life that it hardly does much for me now.
Sure.
Like I could have a 9 p.m. Red Bull and still go to bed.
sleep?
And still go to bed fine.
Wow.
So I don't know
Are you
what
a good
it is.
sleeper?
No.
Oh.
God, no.
Okay.
Well, it depends on what you mean by good. Like, I'm good in the sense that I'm exhausted from my life and I fall asleep right away.
But you don't get like a solid 8 hours.
I don't get a solid 8 hours. I don't go to bed when I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I'll wake up at the same time every day during the week for work. But like on the weekends, I'll sleep till like 11, 12. So I like backpile sleep, which isn't a good thing.
Okay.
So I'm just inconsistent with sleep. I'm trying to make it a focus though. Like a
Sleep's
priority.
a big part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love sleep.
Big fan. So are you
fan.
a strict like go to bed certain time?
I used to be, since going sober, like the last 51 days, sleep's been funny.
Right.
But I used to sleep a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I used to, I'd get 10 hours a day. Yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah. But
What is that like? Is the world more colorful for you?
I think it might be.
Like, do you just see colors brighter than I do?
Possibly. I don't know.
10, I want to be a 10-hour bitch. That's inspiring.
But now, I would say, it's a little different, and my sleep is a little bit more broken. So
Is it? Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
'Cause
But
you're
I'm like, so, okay. I don't know if this is true, but I was told once that when you're coming off of cannabis, you're getting your full dreams. And so your dream. Yeah. So I wake up a lot. Like, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those kind of wake ups. And, so I find I wake up quite a bit, but
So
yeah.
you're dreaming again.
Yeah, I'm dreaming again.
And
I'm dreaming more vividly, more. Yeah.
Did you miss your dreams? Like what?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not one of those
Like,
people.
I could take or leave
Take
them.
or leave it. I don't know. I have a pretty interesting life. So.
Yeah. Boom! Roasted, everybody. Everyone who likes dreaming just got owned.
Fuck y'all.
But you're not fucking wrong. A lot of times when people are depressed,
They just want to be in
they'll
bed.
sleep a lot because
So that's how I know if like when all I want to do is be in bed. That's how I know that I'm in a depression and I need to adjust something. Yeah,
energy is a good thing to have, and you gotta give yourself that energy anyway. You can
totally. I like the person I am when I'm awake. It's just hard to sustain. Yeah,
It's too awesome
it's too awesome.
to
Yeah.
sustain or constrain.
I like that.
Yeah, like you just need to be full Andrea.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
But remember, if you need a break from being full Andrea, you can give yourself that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on for other people. But other people should accept you for all the versions.
They
of you.
should. Yeah. I put way too much weight into what other people think, though. So, yeah.
Oh, that's the people pleasing thing.
That's the
now.
people pleasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the major things wrong with me.
Yeah. And that's I don't know that I still don't really know.
There's no
the
good
cure to that.
fix. Yeah.
No good fix. So much resentment will come from it too.
Yeah, I see that. And yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
I see that.
tricky. Yeah. Well, we're all a work in progress.
Yeah.
But I adore the hell out of you.
Oh my God, you're so much fun. Can we just we can be friends? Like we're friends now. Okay.
We are officially friends.
We're officially friends.
Before
Excellent.
we were like kind of friends, social media
Yeah,
friends.
we're social media friends. We were in the comedy community, but we're friends now.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, you too.
Maybe tonight if I make it. I might not. I don't know. No promises. But I'm so excited that we'll be on the same show tomorrow night.
So cool. Yeah. I'll try really hard not to bomb.
Is there anything you want to? So where can people follow you on social media? Can people stay up to date with you? Do you have any shows coming up you want to plug?
Oh, okay. I've got some shows coming up. I would say my internet presence isn't created yet, but I'm working towards it, and I'll have social media to follow and a place to find my shows soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah, we'll say that.
I'm not findable yet, but
You only have like your personal.
I have my personal
You
stuff.
post
on.
some comedy stuff on there though.
I do, yeah. But I don't befriend anybody that I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's very, very fucking fair. And yeah, it's weird if you do.
Some people, I'm not a friend collector, so
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fair.
weird about people knowing where I'm at and what I'm doing if they're not.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Very weird thing.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, but everybody, if you are in the area of PEI or Calgary, and get the chance to see Andrea on a show, please take it because she's amazing. Again, I haven't seen her yet. I'm going to put my money on it that she's amazing because everyone I love and respect love you. So,
that's nice.
So thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. This is kind of a dream come true.
You're so cute.
I'm pretty pumped.
You need better dreams.
I don't dream.
You don't dream. That's why.
Yeah.
You need to
Keep it low.
Keep the bar low. Keep that bar low. You'll never be disappointed.
Never
be disappointed.
That is the most inspirational thing I can say to you today.
I love that though. I think more people need to
Keep their expectations
low. Then everything will be a bonus.
Yeah. Like I was pretty sure this is going to be just a horrendous interview, and I'm so happy. Oh, I haven't heard it yet, obviously, but I can't believe it's been like 2 hours.
I adored it.
Yeah.
I wish we could talk just specifically more about sex for the rest of our lives, but there has to be a limit, you know?
Yeah, there has to be a limit.
We can't have too much of a good thing. We can't give people too much of a good thing.
Agreed.
Right? Without them paying for it. So thank you so much, Andrea, and please do a bell ring. Hold that bell up. Hold it up. Hold it up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Give her a bell ring. Woohoo! We did it, Andrea! Fuck yeah! Oh my gosh. I love you.
Thank you for listening to the Intoxicated Podcast. If you enjoyed this week's episode, make sure you subscribe on whatever podcast app you use and leave a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. You can also give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Intoxicated Podcast and check out our video episodes on the Intoxicated YouTube channel. Until next week, feel hard and talk hard. Intoxicated Podcast is hosted and produced by Sarah McClellan and brought to you by the messiness of life.